Welcome back to the One Shot Podcast. I'm your host, Vincent.
And I'm Jonny. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 9 of the One Shot Pod.
Yes, if you've been here since the beginning, thank you for sticking around for so long.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us. Yeah. And it's been crazy, honestly.
Yeah, it really has.
The YouTube views are insane. I never really thought we were going to get that many.
Yeah, I know. And then
the listens are also crazy
really
as well.
It's really crazy. It's so good to be like, okay, jumping into something new. Like, yeah, this is really new for both of us. And having like that big of an audience so far. Yeah,
I mean, I know really we heavily promoted this from like to our like friends and family and all that, but still even other people, like I'm pretty sure random people might have just seen it maybe on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and supported us, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, of course.
A lot.
So in the last week's episode, we did Goodfellas.
Great movie. Amazing.
Probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
I know
I said this a lot with the movies that we've done.
But for us, since we watch a lot of new movies, and not even new movies, but just since we watch a lot of movies in general, it's hard for us to pick, just like one movie to be our favorite. Because like when somebody asks me, hey, what's your favorite movie? I can't give them a straight answer. I have to give them like 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah,
because I can't give them a straight answer.
I've had people ask me all the time. They're like, "Oh, you could do movie podcasts. What's your favorite movie?"
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't tell you. I do it for I almost said do it for a living. I don't do it for a living.
Right.
But I watch a shitload of movies.
Yeah.
And like it's so hard to decipher like what my favorite one is. I can tell you my favorite genre.
Right.
Like I like Marvel. I like Star Wars.
Right. I like action comedies.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it is. I don't have a favorite. I usually give people like top 5, or like. Not in any order, but I'll be like, oh, like Civil War, Endgame, blah, 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 blah.
It's because we can't give us like a specific movie. Like we have to give multiple movies because we just watch so many, and like a lot are very, very good.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of good movies, this week's episode we're doing Hacksaw Ridge, as you guys already saw in the title.
I thought you were gonna jump into me. Seeing multiverse.
Oh, but that too.
Okay, so for everybody listening and watching, today is May 6th, the release of the Friday release of Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. I actually got to see it yesterday, the Thursday, and without spoiling anything, this movie was incredible, and it was a total mindfuck.
Yeah.
It was a total mindfuck.
I know this is gonna come out probably a little while after the release.
This is probably gonna come out when it's already released on DVD and stuff like that. Probably when Thor's already gonna be out and everything like that. I
would say so, definitely. But I'm excited for that too. But Multiverse Madness, I'm seeing it tomorrow night, Saturday.
We saw the trailer for Thor before Multiverse.
Yeah. Yes, we did. But Multiverse, I'm just super, super excited about. I don't know. It just. I like Doctor Strange. His first film was good, but it I don't know, it bored me a little bit at the end.
His first movie was kind of a mindfuck too.
Yeah.
But
you have to tell his story and get him acclimated.
I'm telling
you
right now though, the movie starts off quick and you're confused as hell right from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good. But yeah, I'm really excited to see that tomorrow. But today we are reviewing Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
Which is a great film. Great film.
Yeah, definitely.
This was made by Lionsgate Films, and it came out on November 4th, 2016. So it's a little bit older, but it's a great movie.
It still holds up today. I mean, 2016 isn't super long ago.
Yeah. And it is based on a true story.
Yeah, exactly, which is even better.
Which I really like. If they do a great job with based on a true story, movies, they're very, very good.
Yeah, like Rescue by Ruby, fantastic film.
But just like
really
we said,
like
we said, the script was just a little
terrible.
Yeah,
not even a little. It was awful.
I feel like with the actor that they had, Grant Gustin, they could have done a lot more with him.
Without a doubt. But Hacksaw Ridge, it was 2016, and we said, and the runtime is 2 hours and 19 minutes with a R rating.
Yeah. I forgot it was an R rating, and then I saw a couple of scenes, and I was like, that makes sense.
It's really, really gory, so it's not for the people who don't like gore, blood, and guts, and people's limbs flying around, and
yeah.
So, just the preface to that, it's really
It
really
is very gory.
But I mean, if you're not so much into that stuff, but if you're okay with seeing that,
right, then
this film is something you definitely need to watch. It's not even a should. You need to watch this movie.
Yeah, it's a great film. The genre for this is a biography, drama, and history film.
Yeah, because it is based on a true story.
Yes.
And you can find this film on Vudu, Google Play, Apple TV, Prime Video, and YouTube.
So, all right. Yeah. That's a lot.
A lot of places find it there. Yeah. Do you want to read everybody the plot?
Yeah. So first off, we're gonna just jump right in. We're gonna start with the plot. This is the true story of Private First Class Desmond T. Doss, who won the Congressional Medal of Honor despite refusing to bear arms during World War II on religious grounds. Doss was drafted and ostracized by fellow soldiers for his pacifist stance, but went on to earn respect and admiration for his bravery, selflessness, and compassion after he risked his life without firing a shot to save 75 men in the Battle of Okinawa. That's crazy. He saved 75 people.
I know. And they show this in the film so beautifully.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like, this movie I feel like it's two separate movies within one, in a way, because the first half of the movie, it's backstory. And you kind of don't get the war aspect of the film in the beginning.
Right.
So, like I said, it's broken up into two films in a way. The beginning is backstory and Desmond falling in love with his eventual wife.
Right.
And then the second half is kind of like the second, or the last third of the film even, is just war.
Yeah.
And that's when the movie is, like, fast-paced, shit's going on, like, it's diving, like, deep into the story, and it's just insane.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Well.
This is actually what we talked about in the past two movies. This is literally a full circle story. No, exactly. Like, it starts where it ends. It's not like the other ones where it kind of starts where it ends. No, this literally starts where the movie ends. Mm-hmm. And I love, once again, like I said, I love those kind of films. Yeah.
They work well when they're done
very
right.
engaging.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, how did we get here?
Yeah. So and it's like, it just works super, super well, and they did it really good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because, like, when you first, like, click on a movie, they want to keep your attention, and that's definitely what this film does.
That's the main thing that they try to do.
And it just works really well. They did it fantastic.
That's why I think Marvel is kind of starting to do that, where like, right after their intro, they just jump right into it.
Yeah, and it like
they did. I love those. Like they did with Endgame.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like how literally we started as Hawkeye's family gets dusted.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it jumps to where they're gonna go kill Thanos.
Yeah.
It's very hard to keep people engaged nowadays, because as we see on TikTok and everything, that we have a very short attention span.
Oh God, I know I do. It's bad. My ADHD is so bad, guys. Like, I'll be like doing one thing, and then I'll be going to do that one thing that I have set to, and then I'll be like walking. Then
you'll like see something, and
I'll
be
see
like,
something. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I go back to do what I'm like focused on in the first place, and I forget. Yeah. It's so bad. Yep. My attention span is terrible.
Yeah. So like.
And my memory is terrible.
That's why.
That's another thing.
That's why I think they're doing this, is because they see that our attention span is, shortening. Because of social media. Yeah. Because we see, 2-minute, 1-minute videos, maybe even 30-second videos.
I know.
And if we don't like it within the first 5 seconds, we scroll.
Yeah. So that's why they do this, because they have to engage
our attention.
Yeah. And even if they get it in the first place, they have to keep it. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, a lot of these films are just fast-paced nowadays. They don't want to lose us. I mean, if you're in the theater, they have you there physically. Right. But if you're, like, at home...
Because you paid for the ticket.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're at home, you can just click off the movie and not have to watch it anymore. Right. So, I mean, there's give and take. But I feel like they just need to keep your attention, and this film does it really well.
Yeah, it really does.
There's not a part that
every aspect of this film was amazing, beautifully done. Yeah. If it, cinematography wise, or even just like story plot, script wise, it was beautifully done.
Yeah, without a doubt. So speaking of the people in this film, I want to talk about the cast.
Yeah.
So right out the gate, our main character, Desmond Doss, he is portrayed by the great Andrew Garfield.
Amazing actor. Andrew Garfield is absolutely crazy right now.
Totally underrated.
He's in a new Hulu show, I think.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think he plays like a detective or something.
Ooh, that's something I definitely want to look into. I like him a lot. I haven't seen him in too many things, to be honest, but I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I think most people know that.
So before I knew he was in The Social Network, I only knew him as the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was my first exposure.
And then I went and I actually saw The Social Network, and I was like, oh, that's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's my same exact experience. I saw him in Amazing Spider-Man, and then I went on to see The Social Network, and I was like, oh, this is a really good movie. And I'm like, oh, Andrew Garfield's in it. I know him. Like, he was really good.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, we see him again in Amazing Spider-Man 2 and so on and so forth with some other projects.
We don't see Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man 3.
No. I mean, we don't have an Amazing Spider-Man 3 yet.
But she ain't going to be in it.
She won't be in it. She wasn't in No Way Home. I'll put it that way.
Well, why would she be?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They want, apparently, from what I've read, spoilers for No Way Home. If you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't, what's wrong with you?
Don't say spoilers. It's been out on DVD for.
But apparently they were supposed to bring back Kirsten Dunst and.
Yeah, but they couldn't due to COVID.
Yeah, they were supposed to bring Kirsten Dunst and the girl who plays.
This is
Gwen
the second
Stacy.
time we forgot her name.
I can't.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Thank you. They were supposed to bring back Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone to be in No Way Home, but there were issues with COVID. So yeah. I would have liked to see what they would have done with them.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to know how they were gonna do Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, maybe they were gonna. I can't even give you what I think they would have done because I have no idea at all. But yeah, that would have been super super cool if they did. But Andrew Garfield, he is best known for obviously The Social Network, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then he's in this film that recently blew up on TikTok, Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah, he plays, what's his name? I think it's like John something.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it this weekend because we're eventually going to do that.
So this guy has been trying to,
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You did see it.
I kept falling asleep through it though. And it's not because it was bad.
Yeah.
It's just because I was really tired and drained at that time.
Oh, okay. So he plays Jonathan Larson.
Yeah.
In that film.
And Jonathan Larson has been trying to write a play and produce a play Broadway. Sorry, my brain's a little slow this morning. I'm trying to finish my coffee so it'll speed up.
Drink the coffee.
And like you see the actors on Broadway say this would never have been possible without Jonathan Larson.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, and unfortunately he is no longer with us. I think he had a freak accident, like car accident or something. Really?
That's terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure.
It says here his cause of death was Marfan syndrome. And he died at his home in January of 1996, 10 days before his 36th birthday. He was young.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That's terrible.
I thought it was like a freak accident, but
Jesus, I don't know what that is. Oh, it says that here he died of aortic aneurysm.
Jesus.
So I guess he had Marfan syndrome. And it says Marfan syndrome is something that affects the heart, eyes, blood vessels, and bones.
If he died of aortic something, then that's the heart.
Yeah. Damn, that's terrible.
Smart. Aortic, heart, smart. Me.
There you go.
Even though I'm sounding like a caveman right now. Me smart. Coffee good.
Less words, do more. Anyway, back to the cast of not Tick Tick Boom.
Buttons push. Sorry.
To the cast of Hacksaw. Next is Teresa Palmer. She plays Dorothy.
Schutte or Doss, because they do end up getting married in this film.
And she is known for her work in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I Am Number 4.
I love that movie, The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
What is that? I've never seen that one.
Are you kidding me? I grew up on that movie.
Did you?
That movie's great.
What is it?
It's with Nicolas Cage,
okay.
the guy that voices Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon. She's in it. Great movie. They were actually going to make a second one.
Okay.
And
what happened? Scrapped it?
I guess, yeah. But I absolutely love this movie. Like, that was...
Sorry.
Jesus. That scared the shit out of me.
Oh my god.
I'm leaving this in.
Yes, please do. Teresa Palmer, she's also in Lights Out and Warm Bodies.
Yeah, I've heard of the I Am Number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it didn't. I think it didn't do well. That's what I heard back.
Yeah.
Back when it first came out. I could be wrong, but I know it was also based on a book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a sci-fi action film. And it got this has got bad ratings. 33% on Rotten Tomatoes for I'm Number 4. That's terrible.
Not as bad as the one we're gonna do next episode.
Yeah, stay tuned for episode 10 where we do Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler.
The end of it.
Who's up next here?
I was zoning out. We have Sam Worthington as Captain Glover.
I like this guy a lot.
Oh. I wanted to talk. This is big. I wanted to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see the first look of the new Avatar. I saw the trailer.
They showed the trailer?
Yeah, in the theater.
That's sick.
This is big, and especially it literally just reminded me. But yeah, to be honest, the trailer had no fucking plot. I'll tell you that right now.
Really?
The trailer had no fucking plot. It was gorgeous,
like,
absolutely
visually,
beautiful, but there was no plot. But I think when I saw it, I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be seeing this right now. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like they didn't want to release this yet.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was visually beautiful. There was no plot to it. It just seemed like
they were just showing shots.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were kind of fighting for something, but also working together. It was weird. I don't know.
That's strange.
And this isn't a spoiler, but in the trailer, the guy who plays, what's his name, Sully? No, yeah,
I think so.
Him and Zoe Saldana, I think, have
back
2
in it?
Kids.
Saldana, she's back.
I think it was hard. It's hard to tell who they are when they're avatars.
Yeah, I know. I gotcha.
But they have 2 kids.
Oh,
I think.
Shit, okay.
I think it's their kids. I could be completely wrong. One's an avatar. One's a human.
Oh.
And he has to wear the, but he lives with the avatars. Like, they accepted him.
Oh, shit, okay.
I could be wrong. It could not be their kids at all.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought that was cool.
Okay. That is actually really interesting.
So,
but it'll be cool to see where they go with this film.
Crazy. So, sorry, getting off track. So, up next, we have Sam Worthington as Captain Glover. He is known for Avatar. As we said, he plays Sully.
Yeah.
He's known for The Wrath of Titans, Everest, and he is also in Avatar: The Way of the Water, the one I just saw the trailer for. Avatar 3, 4, and 5.
It's a little ambitious that they're already doing all of these when they when we've had to wait 16, 17 years for the second one.
Well, Avatar 4 and 5 are filming now.
Oh, so they are filming now.
They're filming now. Okay. And Avatar 2 and 3 are in post.
Oh shit, so Avatar 3 is already done?
Yeah.
What?
Avatar 3
I have a feeling that this is because of Age of Children then. Because you know how they film things in bulk when kids are young? Because they don't want them to age. Like, they don't want them to grow up visually.
Right. So that makes sense.
That might be why, because you said there's kids in the film. So
yeah, but they're like teens at this age.
You never know though.
Maybe adults. I could
be right.
It was hard to see
far-fetched.
It was hard to see the human's face to kind of tell if he was a kid or teen or even just adult. Yeah. Because he's wearing that, the visor or whatever.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
But also, Sam Worthington has also voiced Alex Mason in the Call of Duty Black Ops video games.
God, he does such a great job with that. I used to play Call of Duty a load when I was younger.
And then they ruined it with...
getting rid of zombies.
What was it? Cold War? No.
It was Ghosts.
No,
Ghosts was
no.
the first shitty one.
No, I'm saying recently. It was Call of Duty Black Ops... Was it Cold War? It was Cold War.
It might have been. I don't really play that much anymore. I'll play every other year maybe. I don't buy that.
Because I heard
much
Vanguard
anymore.
Was shit too.
I don't even know if I bought
After Cold War, I literally stopped buying. Yeah. Well, I didn't even buy Cold War. My buddy Game shared with me.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
But I hated it. Modern Warfare was great, and then they just absolutely screwed it on Cold War.
Yeah, I used to play zombies heavily in Call of Duty, and I was big into it in like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just shit the bed after that, to be honest. I don't know, I didn't love it after like Black Ops 4. It was, I don't know, it's not the same. Maybe because I grew up, I got a little older.
Right.
But at the same time, like, it's my roots. I used to like play that shit every single day with my friends.
I loved Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
I never got Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4 was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I didn't love it. Black Ops 3 was okay.
That's where the first introduction to kind of the Warzone aspect came into play.
Yeah,
what was it, Blackout?
Yeah, it was Blackout. I think so.
I never got Black Ops 4. I actually love Black Ops 3. It's probably one of my favorites.
I think I liked it too, but like I don't even remember. It was so long
Black
ago.
Ops 3, Modern Warfare 3, and the new Modern Warfare that came out, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and now they're coming out with Modern Warfare 2, even though there is one.
What?
Yeah.
It's
pretty much Modern Warfare 2, but like
yeah.
Two? Like I don't understand.
I have no idea. This isn't the video game podcast. This is the One Shot podcast. This is the One Shot
movie podcast. So anyway, up next is Luke Bracey as Smitty Ryker. He is known for his work in Point Break, G.I. Joe, not G.I. Jane, G.I. Joe Retaliation, The Best of Me, and The November Man. None of which I've seen. I might have seen Point Break.
I don't know. He looks so familiar, but at the same time, I just can't put him in. I don't know.
Yeah.
What he's in.
I know. I honestly don't know either. To be completely honest, I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. But he did a pretty good job in this film. I'm gonna be honest. I liked him.
Yeah, he did great.
He played that dickhead character.
Yeah, but then
really well.
But then he opens up.
Yeah, and then he said he was wrong.
Right.
But that scene was done really well, by the way.
Yeah, it was great.
But who's up next?
So we have Hugo Weaving as Thomas Doss. He is known for The Matrix, the Lord of the Rings series, V for Vendetta.
Didn't see that.
No, I didn't either. Captain America: The First Avenger. He plays the infamous Red Skull.
Yeah, and then we see him later.
Yeah.
We see the character. We don't see the actor.
I'm surprised he didn't
want to come back. Maybe there was bad blood.
Maybe.
Who knows? But he did end up.
But I literally thought he was gonna. You want to know something crazy, real quick, while we get off track here? After the first Avengers, when we see the guy turn and smile, the end credit scene when we first see Thanos.
Oh yeah.
I turned to my dad and I literally go, "That's Red Skull." I was completely wrong. Yeah. But he was like, "How is it Red Skull?"
He's purple.
And I was like, "No." Well, that's when he was more red at the time.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
He had a different color then.
Yeah. But my dad's like, "How is that Red Skull?" I was like, "Well, he never died. He just got sucked into space." And now that we see,
we see what happened to him in the end.
And I even told him, I was like, "Now that we see that, there are more aliens out there.
Yeah.
He could be alive."
Definitely true.
And Endgame comes out, and I went to see it with my dad. I turned to him, I go, "I fucking told you." I was like, "I told you."
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. I didn't expect him to be alive because, you don't know what happens to him, really.
Because you just see him kind of get sucked into.
Yeah.
But then you see Loki use it, and he kind of does the same thing, and he just teleports somewhere.
Yeah, but maybe that's because he's a frost giant.
He's like a god, so he can kind of handle it more.
Yeah.
Than just like a normal human,
typical human who's fucked up.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He also voices Megatron in the Transformers series.
Which I never knew that, by the way. I'm not a big
Transformers guy
fan,
either.
But I don't know. Yeah. Up next, we have the great Vince Vaughn, and he plays Sergeant Howell.
I really like Sergeant Howell.
I absolutely loved this role for him.
Because you see Vince Vaughn as a very comedic character in almost all of his movies.
Pretty much everything he's in.
And this, yes, he is funny, but he's Drill Sergeant funny.
Yeah, he's like an asshole funny, in a way.
Because that's what Drill Sergeants are.
Yeah, exactly. They have to be more serious.
They have to be serious, but kind of make it fun for them.
Yeah, and I want to get into him in acting, but
he does this really well.
Yeah, he played this role fantastic. He is known for his roles in Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story.
Love that movie.
The Breakup, that's a good one. Fred Claus, and The Internship.
Fred Claus is kind of funny.
Yeah, that's all right. But The Breakup, I think I saw that recently, within the last
That's with
2
Jennifer
years.
Aniston.
Yeah, I thought so. I saw that in the last couple of years. I thought it was all right. But yeah, I love
Dodgeball. Dodgeball is just a classic.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while though. Not gonna lie. But yeah, this is our cast for the film. I want to jump into the director, who does a fantastic job on this film.
Real quick, before we jump into director, is there anybody that you would recast?
Honestly, not really.
I think this cast is beautiful.
I think
it's great.
They hit the nail on the head here. They did really well with this. I liked everybody.
Yeah.
I honestly think one of my favorite... sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No. But I think one of my favorite castings was Tom Doss.
Yeah.
Honestly, he fit that role so well. He just did a fantastic job.
He really did.
He I don't know, he's a dickhead.
He's a dickhead, but then when it comes to his son,
he cares for him, and
he helped him out.
He helped him out, and
it was very. I really enjoyed it.
Was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Was there anybody that you would?
No, I think they suit these characters perfectly. I really do. And Andrew Garfield is an amazing, amazing actor. Like it's absolutely crazy. The stuff he's been in. Mm-hmm. And just how he acts is wild.
He's just phenomenal.
It's great.
Yeah. So
hopefully we get to see him in maybe an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Maybe, or something else in the future with Marvel or Sony. So we'll see with that. But I want to jump into the director and his experience. The director is Mel Gibson, and he is mostly known for the Lethal Weapon series, Braveheart, Machete Kills, and Boss Level.
And these are not his director experience. This is his acting experience.
Yes, this is his acting experience. And then he directed Braveheart, and then The Man Without a Face.
Yeah, he has a few more under his belt, but like some of them were like
smaller projects.
Yeah, small projects.
Yeah, but honestly, from what I've seen from his work in the past, this compared to them, like this blows everything out of the water.
Yeah, Mel Gibson did an amazing job with this, I have to say.
No, he really did.
And it was phenomenal.
It was so good.
And I think he cast his son.
In this?
Yeah.
Really?
So, do you remember the one scene where, like they just get to, not really Hacksaw, but they just kind of get to the like house, the broken house.
Yeah.
And then they join up with the other group.
Yes, definitely.
So, the guy that's like all dirty and he has like the crazy eyes kind of? That's his son.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. Not the medic.
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, yeah, no, I gotcha.
Yeah.
That scene was done really well, too. I like that because it's like shit hitting the fan, like shit's getting real.
Right.
But yeah, I want to jump into some visual effects. This part I liked a lot. There is a lot of fire in this film.
Yeah, dude. Well, of course.
Fire bombs and grenades, and it was done well. I liked the visual effects. A ton of gunshots. You don't see many, like, I don't know.
You don't see, like, kind of the flare.
Yeah,
I think
you don't
is what
get
you're
that.
Saying. But
I don't know. I mean,
I think for a war movie, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
For them to put flare for everything.
For every single gun being shot, that's so much work.
It's way too much, and I don't think they would actually end up having the budget for that.
Yeah, I mean...
Especially if they had to, like, CG, or, like,
do that with every single gunshot? You know how many there were in this film? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
But there was fire throughout the entire film. There was bombs being shot. Even, I would assume they used visual effects for this with the big ship when they were shooting the bombs. You have to visually put that in. I don't think you can have the budget to actually shoot shit. I mean, true. What would you aim it at anyway? You know what I mean?
Right.
But, yeah, there was.
They probably CG'd the firing of it. They might not have CG'd the actual cannons moving, though.
Probably not.
They might have been able to get that.
Yeah, I would assume that's definitely possible. But all the fire and like the shots of the bombs being like placed down, I would assume that a lot of this was CG as well. People's limbs being like torn apart and stuff like that. Maybe that was. I know they can use like prosthetics. They can use fake makeup and stuff
and all that stuff. Yeah.
But I would assume like when people are getting like actually blown up, they might have done that. I don't know.
But they also kind of sometimes do dummies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
If they did dummies, beautiful. It was beautiful. No, if they did CG, really well. Still beautiful. Like they did this really well.
Yeah, and I think honestly one of my favorite visual effects scenes in this was the scene where Doss is actually kicking and punching the grenades back.
Yeah, I thought that was that was the last scene.
Yeah, I don't know if he was actually doing it himself, like if they actually had him like go and slap a grenade.
Right.
But if it was CG, which it totally might have been, it was done really well because it would get the nice slow motion.
He saved like almost his whole
battalion or whatever you want to call it.
He pretty much like almost saved all of them.
Yeah.
Because the Japanese were gonna surrender. Like they were holding the white flag. That was kind of a
funny scene in a way. I was laughing.
Oh, how they were.
They were like all in like their underwear and wearing like white clothes to show like, oh, we're surrendering.
Yeah, and then they just.
Then all of a sudden you see the one guy like his hands above his head. He's clicking a grenade and he throws it, and they're like.
I think that's a really cool visual too.
Yeah.
Where they don't pull pin, like it's not like they're pulling pins.
Yeah, they're like
the Japanese have to
it on something.
They have to spark it.
Kind of like when we did Uncharted, and you mentioned that he with his lighter he rubs it against his pant leg.
Yeah, but like this, they have to hit it against metal to light the spark
for
the grenade, which I thought was really really cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so what were we even saying?
We were talking about the grenades.
Oh yeah.
And how
he literally saved his entire squad battalion,
and then they have to take him out on the stretcher
because of it.
He got like blown up, and he actually gets injured for the first time.
Yeah, but it's not anything
too
bad.
Serious. He's like something with his leg and his arm.
But it looks like his leg is like shredded.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that bad. He wanted to get up and keep going, but I told him to sit back down. But while we're on like breaking down that scene, I want to jump into one of our favorite parts of the show, cinematography, and I'll let you take it away.
Oh, you're letting me take it away? Okay. In the first scene, we get a quick POV of a man that is being carried out by his fellow soldiers, and we find out that is Desmond Doss.
Yeah. So we kind of see him like on the stretcher.
Yeah.
And we see him looking up at people, looking around.
And it's in slow-mo.
To kind of give us that, like, effect of, like, shit's going down.
Yeah.
Rather than making it really fast-paced and not letting it sink into our heads.
Right.
That's why I think they did a lot of the slow-mo, so it would, like, click with a lot of the audience. Because if you did it too fast-paced, you would miss it.
Yeah, that's true. And then we also have the narration. Not really narration, but
a little bit. You get a voiceover.
It's more of a voiceover than a narration.
But it works, and I think it was done well.
Yeah. So this was the first scene, and then after we see Desmond Doss being carried on the stretcher, we go back to when he's a kid. Another kind of flashback, like showing us, and then we get to present day, which.
And I think the backstory worked really well because you have to understand who he is as a character.
Right.
And why he is how he is, because that's super important to the film. Oh, and they don't really explain that fully until the end of the film.
Until towards the end, yeah.
He's
like the
meeting
war
up
scene,
with the one
Smitty.
guy. Yes, when he's meeting up with Smitty in the hole.
Because when I first saw this movie, I feel like I missed that part.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just in the beginning when he hits his brother in the head with a brick.
That's what I thought at first.
And I was like, because... Like I said, they use a very they center in on I don't want to call it a poster because it's not, because it's just like a frame thing of the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, exactly.
And you see after he hits his brother in the head with his brick
and almost kills him.
Yeah, you see Desmond walk over to that, and you just see him staring at the I think it was the sixth commandment, thou shalt not kill, and that's where I thought it was coming into play. I thought that when I first saw this movie, that's where he decides, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not going to, hurt, shoot, kill anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why he is how he is.
Yeah.
For the time being, until
for that, and then also later in the film we get a little bit more of a backstory.
There was a scene, so if you guys didn't see that, or if you, I don't know, I'll just let you know. There's a scene where the dad is kind of going crazy because he's messed up in the head. He's because of the war. He's a drunk, and he's got issues.
He also has survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Because he's like, why am I alive?
Why am I
still
friends
here?
are dead?
And, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, the dad pulls a gun on his wife, Doss's mom, or Desmond's mom.
Yeah.
And Desmond sees that and he like freaks out. And so he pulls the gun from his dad, pins him against the wall, grabs the gun from him, and then aims it on him.
Right in his face.
And he cocks it back, and is like gonna shoot him. And his dad tells him to do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up. I'm not gonna lie.
But then we cut back to the present day where he's sitting in the trench with Smitty, and all we hear him say, or first we hear Smitty go, but you didn't kill him, and then you hear Desmond say, in my heart I did.
Yeah, and that was deep.
Yeah, and in that moment he knew that he was never gonna touch a gun again or carry a gun, and he doesn't throughout the majority of the film. But there's one part.
There's a scene that I really like, which I guess we'll dive into now.
Yeah.
Where Sergeant Howell is injured, and we don't see him for a while. And it's like a good 15 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what happened to him. He got shot in the knee, or below the knee, above the knee, whatever.
Yeah, I thought Hollywood died when I kept thinking that Hollywood died when.
Yeah. Yeah. Hollywood is the naked guy in the beginning of the film.
Yeah. Johnny loves that.
Yeah, sure. Sergeant Howell is shot in the leg, and we don't see him for a while because he's shot and he's just laying there, I guess. I don't know how to explain it really.
Right.
But eventually we see Doss, and he goes back and finds Sergeant Howell after going back, saying, give me one more, help me get one more, help me get one more, which is a beautiful done scene, but I want to talk about that in a little bit. So he finds Sergeant Howell, and I just love how this was done. Yeah. Eventually, in the heat of the moment, he grabs Howell's gun, and then Howell. And then
we're all like, what the audience is like, you better not, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm like, you made it this far without grabbing a gun. Like, you're gonna touch it now?
Yeah.
And then he's smart.
Howell says some smart ass thing.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He was like, I think it's a little too late for that.
Yeah. And so the Japanese guys are on their tail. They see Doss, and before he even gets to Sergeant Howell, I know I'm jumping around. Before he even gets to Sergeant Howell, the Japanese guys, they see Doss trying to make his way to Howell. And a genius thing he does, he throws his helmet in the sky.
Great.
So
I actually love
the sniper that they have can shoot it and let Sergeant Howell know where the sniper guy is.
Yeah.
Which was done super well, by the way. And so he hits it. He kind of knows the direction that he's in, but not exactly where. So Doss has to run over, kind of distract him and get him to shoot again so Howell can find him. And then Howell shoots him right in between the eyes. And so then they're able to escape, so they think, for a little while. So back to where we were.
Yes.
He grabs Howell's gun, and then Howell gives him the smart-ass remark.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we figure out pretty fast that he's not going to use it.
Right.
And
well, at first he's holding it like he's gonna use
exactly.
it, and we're like, no. I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah,
come on.
I know. I didn't want him to do it, and so he grabs it, and he grabs a blanket or something like that.
Blanket or tarp, something, you know.
And he rolls it up in the tarp, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And he tells Howell, jump in it, I'm gonna drag you. I'm like, dude, this guy's a fucking badass, bro. I love him. And so this is done super well. They put him on the blanket, and Doss starts to drag him along the battlefield.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see all these just running by, and they're trying to shoot at him. And Howell is just shooting the piss out of him. Yeah. Brother's boom, 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 taking him out. It looks so nice. It's this nice shot of them being dragged, or of Howell being dragged along. And the camera kind of just follows him.
Yeah.
It pans from left to right. and follows them, which is done super, super well. I like that shot a lot.
It was amazing. It was great.
Yeah.
This has some great cinematic shots. So there's one scene I want to talk about in the hospital.
Yeah.
Where after he brings the kid in, he's kind of observing everything. And they give kind of that first person point of view again.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the equipment and he's looking at, the nurses, and then he finds, his nurse, his girl. his
eventual wife.
Yes. Which I thought was very well done. And it cuts back to first person and third person a lot in that scene, but I thought it was very well done because after he sees his future wife, he doesn't look at anything else. Yeah. It's literally just her.
It's dead on, and she says
yeah,
can I help you? Can I do something for you?
Yeah.
And he's just fucking locked in on her.
Yep.
It's cute. It's a little corny, but
for the time
it works really well. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool, the use of rack focus. I know we talk about it a lot.
And it's one of the main things movies do.
Yeah, I mean, rack focus, like we've said before, is when you have something in the forefront and something in the background, and it just switches the focus from the forefront to the background, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And it was done well. And when they're at Fort Jackson in the beginning of the film, Doss doesn't grab his gun, obviously, for obvious reasons. We know why.
Right.
And so there's this rack of guns lined up, and you see one gun left. And it's focused on that, and then it eventually switches focus to Sergeant Howell.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It works. It's simple, and it's a nice shot.
Right.
So I enjoyed it as well.
It was very, very well done. It was incredible to see.
Yeah.
The rack focus, if it's used right and in a good kind of aspect, then it works very well.
Yeah. I know you have one here.
Yeah. So when they're on Hacksaw Ridge, and it's what is it? They're in hand-to-hand combat with the Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, the one that right up close and
personal. Yeah,
up
close, kind of right after the bunker scene. I think after they blow up the bunker.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You're right.
They're in hand-to-hand combat, and you see, it's kind of it's hard to explain. So they're in a line.
Yeah, and you see them from the side.
Yeah, and the camera's just kind of not even zooming out, but it's pulling out, and you see all these different. People fighting each other in hand-to-hand combat, which I thought was...
Stabbing each other, shooting point blank.
Which I thought was sick. And
it was a nice shot.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, I like that shot a lot. I don't know, it worked. Because it shows them lined up, just different people going at it. And, doesn't matter where you look. You could look at the person in the back fighting. You could look at the guy up front fighting. Right. And it all just works really well.
It did work very, very well.
There is a POV shot right after he comes down from Hacksaw Ridge, and that was just done really, really well.
I
know you wanted to talk about that.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad you read it, but it was done very, very well, and because you kind of see everybody who kind of
supports him,
doubted him in the beginning, and now they're looking at him and they're like, oh my God, he just saved 75 of our guys. Yeah. And they're all, looking at him with, respect and, happiness that he's actually doing this.
Yeah.
But also you kind of see he can't really, he'll look at somebody, but also at the same time, he's kind of very shaken up and distraught from everything that he just did.
There's one thing I want to touch on with the color grade. I know it's still in cinematography, but one thing I noticed, the war scenes were really dull visually.
Right.
Not with the shots, it was the color.
Right.
Things were meant to look dull, barren, and a lot of the colors were a brown, green, and gray. Yeah. And it was done on purpose because they're in war. It's supposed to be no emotions, drained and tired and war. And then when you're back at anywhere but the war, you have nice vibrant colors. Yeah. And it just little things like that which make it look really nice for the audience.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There is another thing, the I just want to talk about the final shot of the film.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely in love with it, actually. The final shot is so good. You see, it's like we said before, we're going full circle. Doss is being carried out on the stretcher, and then they show him like going down on the wire. One he created, but they have it on the stretcher.
Right.
So he's being carried down, and eventually they show him from the top. They show him laying down, and then it kind of like comes up and.
Yes. I know what you're saying.
Moves. The whole camera moves. So it must have been on like kind of like an arm.
Like a jib?
Yeah. It's a jib camera.
Mm-hmm.
A jib camera is one that's on like a big arm.
Yeah,
essentially, and they can control it with a
like
robot.
You can kind of like go up. That you can go almost all directions.
That's how a lot of
films
are shot nowadays.
Yeah.
But
jib cameras are a huge part of movies.
Oh my god, yeah. And it's done in this movie a lot, actually. But the final shot is just so nice. They show him being carried down, like I said, and then it kind of changes positions from the top of him to the side, and it's nice because all you see is the sky behind him.
Yeah.
And then like you see him from the top, and it slowly moves to the side.
And like the thing is, like they kind of made it look like he dies.
Yeah, in
almost
a way,
like he goes to heaven.
Yeah. Because like all you see him is holding his Bible, but obviously he doesn't die.
Right, you see him holding his Bible, and the sky kind of is in a way where
it's like perfect.
It makes it look like he's kind of going to heaven.
Yeah, exactly. And then you eventually get the shot of him it goes from the side to underneath. All you see is like his one hand out on the side.
Yeah.
And then like you just see the stretcher being there.
Right.
And then it slowly just fades to black.
Yeah.
And then the movie finishes. And then in the credits we get these interviews.
Yeah, with the real
people.
Doss.
And I think that was a nice addition to the film. Like
I
we
love
didn't
when,
necessarily
I love when they,
need it.
Right. I love when
worked.
they do that with you know.
It makes you feel more connected to the real people.
Right.
Because at the end of the film, everyone's wondering like, oh, like, is this actually true? Like, obviously we know it's a true story, but you get the inside scoop from the actual people themselves.
Right.
Because like most people will be like, oh, like let me look into this after the film.
Right.
You don't have to. It's right there for you. And I don't know. I like that a lot. There is one other scene that I liked. The idea, like, I don't know how to explain it really well, but when Doss was in the tunnels, this was done so well. And it's kind of something that you'll miss if you don't really pay attention to it very well. He was in the tunnels and he was hiding from the Japanese people. And so, like, you see the Japanese people going, like, turning a corner, and he'll, like, run away quick. And that happens for a while.
Right.
He's hiding from them. He's running from them. It makes sense.
Right.
And then eventually, like, he doesn't have anywhere to go. Like, a corner to turn and hide behind. So eventually, like, it's dark in the tunnels. Like, you're underground. So there's not much light. This was done really well. I don't know if this actually happened. It very well could have. Like, we don't know from the actual Desmond Doss himself.
Or if it was, like, a cinematic standpoint.
Yeah, or if it was just fake and they added this in. He eventually, like, they can't find him, and he turned the corner, and he has nowhere to go. He runs into the corner of just full darkness, and just, like, has his back out to them. So he's, like, if you guys are watching visuals right now, you'll see me, like, I'm curled up like this, and my back would be to the Japanese, and my front is in a corner.
So you guys see that corner over there on the visuals. So, sorry, that corner.
Yeah.
You can't see my finger. So that if it was very dark in here, and I was wearing all black, and if I stood in that corner, turned off the lights, you wouldn't be able to see me.
So essentially, he hid in the corner, and the Japanese people didn't see him.
Yeah.
And then they walk by him without seeing him. I'm like, where did he go at first?
Right. Because they're like, we don't know.
It's dark, and like even us, we can't see them. But imagine them like being there, you can't see him. And then all of a sudden, he comes out of the shadows, and you see him. I'm like, oh, that was like it was subtle, but it worked really well. And I just liked it how he just came out of the shadow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it worked really well.
There's one scene that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just after they take the bunker. It's nighttime, and you see like the group of 6 guys kind of sitting there, and they're just kind of talking and degressing from what happened. And they give you a down the line shot, which a down the line shot is it's kind of like on an angle almost, and what it is it's mainly to try to fit 3 people in frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's not, but but most of the time it is 3, and then they use rack focus when the one guy is talking to kind of show more of his emotions on his face. Yeah.
No, that I liked a lot. I know you have one here about A Bead of Sweat, and I want you to mention that.
Yes.
That was really,
I forgot
really cool.
I even put that in there.
It's subtle, but I liked it.
So, at the end of the film, when they surrender, the Japanese surrender, and they're going through the whole ceremonial, offing yourself process.
Yeah.
there's a close-up shot of a Japanese man, and you see a bead of sweat kind of just roll down his face, which you see in movies, but I don't know. Those kind of shots are very well done, and I like them a lot because it gives it more feeling.
Yeah, no,
because it kind of puts either panic or it gives you the emotions of what they're feeling.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it was very, very well done.
Yeah. Are there any other cinematic things that we want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we covered at least most of it.
Yeah. So
if not all.
The soundtrack in this, I want to talk about that for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy about the soundtrack.
It's nothing it's not like
it's a war
Goodfellas
movie.
Where there's songs you're gonna see. This is mainly just kind of, I would say, score.
Yeah, it's more of a score. I mean, they create a lot of the music, and it's done by Rupert Gregson Williams.
Yes,
and it was done really well. The music I thought was really effective. Certain scenes, the music was full, and it was just like almost a montage. Like when he was saving the people and saying, "Let me get one more, help me get one more." It was the music. The music was there.
Yeah,
and
it was really, really.
It was really impactful, and I thought it worked.
It did. It did work very, very well.
Yeah.
Rupert Gregson Williams has also done the soundtrack for a bunch of other movies, such as Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Abominable, Over the Hedge.
I love that movie.
We've
talked about this before.
We talk about this all the time, but I love Over the Hedge.
It's such a good movie. It's a classic.
I think I might just watch it for fun later.
I might have to as well. Such a good movie. I love that movie as a kid.
I haven't seen it in so long. I feel like I'm gonna fucking crack up laughing because I forget.
No doubt.
Dude, Steve Carell is Hammy.
Oh my God.
I'm a crazy rabbit squirrel.
Oh God, I just love that movie. Growing up, I watched it so much, and then eventually
the music in that is fire too.
That is really good. And then Williams does this movie. I don't know if you ever heard of it. He did the score. The Bee Movie?
No.
Ring a bell?
Never heard of it.
No?
It's not like it was a meme for 12 years.
Yeah, come on. Oh, God. Not a fan of that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to talk about some acting. I know we mentioned a little bit in the beginning, but Andrew Garfield
is incredible.
Freaking phenomenal job by him.
Incredible.
He gets this little accent going on. He does it really well.
This man is a jack of all trades right here.
He really is. I know this is different. Totally different from Spider-Man. Totally different from Tick, Tick, Boom. I know that came after the fact. And
kind of The Social Network, where he's supposed to be, high and tight business guy.
Yeah. Not what I would expect from Andrew Garfield, but he did so good, and I loved his performance.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Crazy.
We mentioned that he is mainly a comedy guy.
Yeah. He usually plays comedic characters. Yeah. Usually.
And in this film, he plays more of a serious person, and I loved his performance. It worked really, really well.
Vince Vaughn was really good. Even the guy that plays Sully in Avatar was amazing too.
Yeah, no, I loved his performance in this as well.
And how he kind of opened up to Doss and was like, "I thought you were just messing around, yada yada." You saved all of us, pretty much. That's pretty much what he said.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that's really it for the acting in this film. Like we touched on it before. I thought a lot of it was really, really well done. But I want to talk about the script briefly, and then I want to talk about some mistakes within the film, which I found actually quite a bit, and I'm surprised. But the script,
calling out mistakes.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm kidding.
The script was written by Robert Schenken, if that's right. Robert
Schenken.
Schenken and Andrew Wright. Or Knight. Andrew Knight, sorry. Andrew Knight. But now I want to talk about some mistakes.
Damn, John.
I know.
What is it, 1, 2,
so
3,
in the beginning
4,
of the film, when... I know, I have a lot here.
Sorry.
After the
it's hard
movie,
for me to count.
I know. It's okay. We're comm majors. In the beginning of the film, after Doss and Dorothy see the film, they walk into the street and almost get hit by a car. At one point, they're dubbing over her voice when they eventually like switch a shot. And they do some sort of like J-cut, which is when they switch visuals and keep the audio.
See, I saw that, but I don't know. I don't know if it was a dub or she actually like kind of said it and then he kissed her.
You think so?
It was hard to tell.
Yeah,
it was hard to tell if it was a dub or if she actually said those words.
Yeah, I don't know. So pretty much like
so I would call this one a maybe mistake.
Okay, yeah, so it's a maybe mistake.
Because it's hard to really tell.
Yeah. With this one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, obviously, like, he's going to kiss her, and then she says something really quick, and it switches shots as he kisses her, and I'm not sure if it was a dub over, or maybe she did say it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the next one, when Doss leaves on the bus for his basic training, he's sitting on the right side of the bus. But as he says goodbye to Dorothy, he's on the left side of the bus as it drives away, which doesn't really connect. But a little continuity error.
But, again, with this, I'm putting a flaw to all your mistakes.
I know.
But with this, if you've seen, if you've watched war movies and have seen like historical kind of things,
I know where you're going with this.
They all gravitate to the windows where their ladies are.
Yeah.
And then,
no doubt,
when they're done,
they sit down.
They go back to the other side.
But they don't show that, so maybe it was wrong, maybe it was not. We don't know.
Another maybe mistake.
But we don't see it, so technically it is a mistake.
I guess.
Just saying.
I guess.
Another one.
I'll give you this one.
Okay, thank you. At the beginning of the film, when young Desmond hits his brother with a brick in front of their father, the latter is wearing a bandage. Or, sorry, he's wearing a bandage on his right hand.
Ladder?
I wrote it wrong. I'm reading here.
Johnny can't read, everybody.
Yeah. So he wears a bandage on his right hand because he cut himself a few hours ago. Eventually, when the father carries the brother to the bed, the bandage isn't there anymore. It's gone. So it's a small continuity thing. Again, nothing crazy.
I actually could have... Whatever. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
You know what?
I have two more.
You can take all these mistakes.
Okay.
I'll sit out for this portion.
Okay.
I'll sit back and enjoy.
The next one, when Sergeant Howell is inspecting the recruits during the barracks scene, the eventual naked Hollywood he's sweating profusely because he's nervous. He's outside and he's naked. Might I add this in before I go to the actual mistake? He thinks he was hot shit in the beginning, naked, doing his pull-ups, and then eventually in the war scene later, he is nervous. He doesn't want to do anything. Yeah, he's a pansy. He doesn't want to fight. He's really scared. And that's just a nice character thing that they did there, which I enjoyed. But anyway, the mistake. Pretty much, like I said, he was sweating profusely, and then when Howell sends the men outside, Hollywood grabs his clothes, and then he's completely dry. So he goes from sweating a lot to completely dry, which, again, a little thing, not something that's, changing in the story that's huge, but small.
Why are you checking out a sweaty naked man, John?
I analyze films. This is what we do here on the One Shot Podcast.
I think you're on the wrong website.
No, I'm not. My final mistake here, when the Japanese commander is shown preparing to do his ritual suicide thing. His open heart surgery scar is clearly shown. And then when he offs himself or does his thing, it's gone. So a little thing there. Again, nothing crazy, but little things we notice here on the show.
Yep.
Yeah, that is really it for mistakes. I have one little Easter egg, and then we can jump to ratings.
Yeah.
I know I've been talking a lot throughout this episode.
No, it's fine.
But Easter eggs, there is really one. There's not really many correlations with movies because this is based on a true story thing. You don't need it in this film, and it's not really necessary. Or appropriate, I would say. That's the right word, appropriate. So pretty much Vince Vaughn says, "We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy," to one of his men. once they get to Hacksaw.
Yeah.
And it's a subtle thing. It's right before they're going to climb up the the ladder thing that they made, the ropes.
Yeah.
So he says, "We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy," to one of the guys.
Which is a nod to the Wizard of Oz.
Yes, exactly. Subtle, but
you gotta love the Wizard of Oz. That's classic too.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm gonna let you take away with the movie reviews. Yes, go for it.
So, the movie ratings. So on IMDb, this has an 8.1 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is an 84%, and for Metacritic, it is a 71%.
Interesting. I didn't look at this one before. I don't know how I feel about that. I almost feel like it's a little low on the Metacritic side. But like we said before, they're very critical.
Well, I was terrified because I started the script on this movie, or it was either this one. It was either this one or Jack and Jill for next episode. I started and I went on Metacritic, and they already had the rating in for Doctor Strange.
Really?
And I almost freaked out because I thought I was going to see something that I didn't want to see.
Is the rating good?
I think it was like they gave it like a 62.
Damn.
Yeah. Here, I'll even look it up.
That's terrible. 62 for Strange?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Now that I saw the movie, I can I can go on this. I can do this.
It's okay now because you've seen it. I haven't, but that's all right. But until you find that, honestly, I feel like Metacritic's a little low for this film. Like we've said before, it's not perfect by any means, but I thought it was a really solid film. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good. I like this rating. I think it fits. Yeah,
no doubt. I honestly would give this an 8.5, I think. I would go up on IMDb.
Yeah, funny thing is I was actually going to agree.
For Metacritic, I know they're more critical. I would give it like a 79%.
Yeah,
78%.
They gave
71's a little low.
They gave Doctor Strange a 62.
That sucks, dude. What the hell?
But it's like I don't know, it's a green 62? I don't know if that matters.
62 is still 62. I don't know what you're talking about
I don't know if that matters.
That sucks. I know it just came out, so maybe it's less reviews. So maybe the more reviews come in, the more the score will change. I don't know how that works on Metacritic.
Yeah, but, I don't know.
I want to talk about some earnings in the budget for this film. The budget of this film was actually really small. I'm not going to lie. It was $40 million.
Yeah.
But it brought in some bank. Opening weekend, it made $15.1 million in the U.S. and Canada. And then worldwide, it made $180.5 million. So it did pretty well, actually. And
very well.
I was surprised that the budget was this small. Because with what they came out with, it worked, and it was shot beautifully. But like we said before, with visual effects, maybe that's why they didn't do gunshots for everything.
Right, because the budget was so low. Yeah.
And
it makes sense.
If I might add this in to the budget or something like that.
Sure, take over the show.
There was not really a mistake, but just something that you notice. Throughout this entire film, you don't see a single person reload their gun.
Yeah, I did see that.
Like, even...
Because I'm watching it and I'm like Howell's just...
That's what I was just about to say. That when Howell's being dragged out, like that shit would be empty in like seconds.
Right.
Because it's a smaller gun. The clip isn't huge.
And the thing is, I think
I was waiting for him to.
I think
the
way they show him, not show him reloading, but like to kind of get the feel of him reloading, is that they cut. They cut to the Japanese soldiers, and then it's back to Howell, and then he's shooting again.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how they showed it.
That makes sense. It wasn't integral to the story,
right?
But it's just something you notice because obviously when you're shooting a gun, you have to reload at one point.
Right.
But they didn't do it. Not a big deal. Do you want to let us know some of these awards because there are some really good ones here, and I want to.
Sure, I'll do something for the show.
Yes, please enlighten us.
Dick. So. This movie won 2 Oscars. They were nominated for 115, and they won 56 of those nominations.
Almost 50%.
Yeah.
And of those,
the way you wrote that,
I know, but that's how you did it in the last one.
No,
so.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yours was
fair.
stupid.
That's fair.
All right.
You just had to do a little math, okay?
Yeah, and I don't do that here. So
this one was stupid. Why'd you put the 2 Oscar wins and then you could have just...
I know, I could have done it backwards, but this was like 2 a.m. the other night. All right, relax.
Oh yeah, we probably just got off gaming.
We did. We were playing Xbox the other night, and then I go and watch this after we got off. But yeah. Anyway, tell us about these Oscar wins.
So they won an Oscar for Best Achievement in Film Editing. John Gilbert won for that.
Yep.
And they also won for Best Sound Mixing. Kevin O'Connell, Andy Wright, Robert McKenzie, and Peter Grace won for that.
Yeah, the sound, it was good. I mean, I don't know what else to say about sound. But
yeah. And they were also nominated for Best Picture of the Year.
Which they could have won. But anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember what came out.
This was 2016. You can keep going. I'll look it up.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for permission.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
They were also nominated for Best Actor in a Lead Role, and that was Andrew Garfield. And they were also nominated for Best Director, Mel Gibson, of course. Once again, Mel Gibson did a fantastic, fantastic job on this.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So what do you got?
Movie of the Year was Spotlight with Brie Larson, Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio won Best Actor that year as well.
For what? Revenant?
No. It says Spotlight.
He won for Spotlight?
Yeah. Which came out in 2015, but
But I thought the only Oscar he won was for Revenant. And wasn't that like 2019?
I don't know. It says here that he won for Best Actor. Or maybe he was just nominated for Best Actor?
It's possible.
For what I'm seeing here?
Oh no, The Revenant came out in 2015.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah. But they won for Best Picture. Which, I don't know. I didn't see Spotlight. Did you?
No.
No, okay. So
I don't even know.
That doesn't matter. But did you want to... What else did we have here for the nominations?
Favorites. No.
You ready to... Okay.
Yeah, we're
so,
done.
Favorites, do you want to do your favorite quote?
Yes, it is a long quote, but it is good.
Yes, definitely.
So, my favorite quote for this film was... it was in the courtroom scene.
Yeah.
And he's talking.
I
was gonna put the whole quote, but it would have been very, very long, and I didn't want to. So this is kind of right in the middle of it, like kind of right in the important stuff.
Yeah.
So Desmond Doss is testifying.
Yeah.
And he says, "I had a job in a defense plant, and I would have taken a deferment, but that ain't right. It isn't right that other men should fight and die, that I would just be sitting at home safe. I need to serve. I got the energy and the passion to serve as a medic. Right in the middle with all the other guys, no less danger. Just while everybody else is taking life, I'm going to be saving it. With the world so set on tearing itself apart, it doesn't seem such a bad thing to me to want to put a little bit of it back together."
Oof. That scene was so good. And that quote, or that entire line, or monologue, I guess you could say it's a monologue.
Yeah.
It was so well done. And
it was great.
Andrew Garfield does that phenomenally.
Oh, yeah. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The way he did that. And also, beforehand, he said, he talked about how his buddies, like his friends wanted to serve, and 4 of them got unfit, unfit, and then he said they literally killed themselves because they couldn't serve.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, dark. His monologue is very
impactful.
Yes,
it's deep, without a doubt. And then your favorite scene,
it goes along with that. It's the courtroom scene, or the final scene, just like yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you want to go into depth about the courtroom scene, or?
He's being tried for a court-martial because he won't carry his gun, because he refuses to carry his gun.
Yeah. So my favorite quote goes along with my favorite scene. My favorite scene is the "help me get one more" scene. Pretty much it's Doss going back and forth and saving a ton of men. And after he saves one man, he prays to God beforehand, asking him, before I even jump into that, I wanted to say, before he even is going back out to save his men, he carries one guy out and ropes him down, and he says to God, he's praying to God before, he's asking what he wants him to do. because he doesn't know what he needs to do at this point. He's the last man up on the ridge, and he's praying, "What do you want me to do?" And so after he says that, he hears somebody scream.
Yeah.
In like the midst of the battlefield.
Fog and mist and whatever.
And so he figures out like, oh, this is what I need to do. So he runs back out. He helps his man, brings him back out, and this is a cycle now. Yeah. And eventually he prays to God. After saving each guy, he says, "Help me get one more." And that's kind of giving him his strength to go back out there and do it. So my favorite quote from him is, "Help me get one more." And it's so simple, but it's so impactful.
And he literally, like, the real Desmond Doss literally tells you this at the end of the film when the credits, are coming in. Yeah, or about to come in.
He says it. He said that.
He tells them the real story.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this scene a lot, and the whole entire scene of him going back and forth and saving people, it's
perfect.
It's perfect.
It's so well done and so crazy and wild and just it was great. This was an amazing movie.
I really, really enjoyed this film a lot. I didn't know what it was before you told me.
You're welcome. I'm putting you on a lot of good movies,
You are. I'm going to be honest. You really are.
And I only get one bagel from you? Jeez.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get you one another time. We'll see.
All right.
So yeah, that is pretty much it on that part. But now we have to jump into our grades.
I thought you were about to.
I
thought you were about to leave it.
No. We got to jump into our grades here. So how are we grading these films?
You already know how we're grading these films. Plot, acting, plot, and overall rating.
Okay.
I actually forgot how. Forgot for a second.
That's okay.
Even though I was so cocky about it.
Yeah, it's all right. It happens. So what do we got?
Acting, I'm gonna give this. I know. In the beginning, I said no, 8.5, whatever, 9.5. But for this, I am gonna give it a 8.5 because I don't want to. It's not really 9 yet.
Yeah.
But it is amazing for acting. Mm-hmm. Vince Vaughn does an amazing job.
They really, really
Andrew
do.
Garfield is incredible. The
Dorothy.
guy that plays Smitty Ryker is great too.
Yeah.
Who else? The guy that plays in Avatar is great.
Yeah, he was good too. I like this a lot.
For acting, it was great.
So yeah. Okay. For my acting, I think I'm gonna go with an 8. I'm not gonna go 8.5. I liked it. It was really good. I have no complaints about it. I just think it's not worthy of a 9 or 10. Right. So I'm not saying it's bad by any means, but we've had movies that are a lot better in terms of acting. So yeah.
So for plot, based on a true story, this plot is incredible. This plot is great. I'm gonna have to go with a 9 for this plot. Yeah, it's great.
For plot, for me, I'm also gonna go with a 9. It's a true story, and it's I
have to say, if true stories are done right, like we said, they are phenomenal. Yeah, they are amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And this is definitely getting a 9 for me. It was just like we said before. It was full circle, and it puts you right in the action. And it doesn't. And it finishes on a good note. And it's not
boring at any time.
No, I don't think this is boring at all throughout the entire film.
It's not boring at any. I
really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna go with a 9. And what's your overall rating?
Overall rating, I'd probably have to go in the middle and give it an 8.
I know.
Do like the average of the two, kind of.
I want to go like 8.5, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go with an 8.
Okay.
So overall, my ranking is an 8.
So for me, that is acting as an 8.5, plot as a 9, and overall rating is an 8. And for you, John?
For me, I have an 8, 9, and 8.
Okay.
So yeah, that
wraps up Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah. You guys can find it on, Vudu, Google Play, Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, and YouTube. I really suggest going to check it out. It's a wonderful film. This is a
must-watch for me. When you told me about this film, I thought it was a horror movie.
No.
Because I didn't know anything about it at all.
You thought it was like Saw?
I thought it was something like that based on the title, because it's Hacksaw. I'm like, what the hell is that?
No.
I don't understand.
I saw this movie back in high school. And
Did you see it in theaters?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got bored one day in class, and I found a movie.
As one does online.
Yeah, and I found a movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, this looks cool.
I definitely, I'm really, really glad that I watched this movie. It was so good. Yeah. And you guys really need to check it out if you haven't seen it. If you like war movies, this is definitely one you need to check off of your list.
Yeah.
If you don't, maybe avoid it because it is a little gory, like we've said.
But even if
it's worth the watch.
It's very worth the watch.
Maybe just look away during the really grotesque parts.
Yeah, that's hard. That's like the last.
I know it's like the
hour
entire
of the movie.
Yeah, I know. How you doing? It's all right. It's all right. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up.
You flirting with our viewers,
episode
Johnny?
9, Hacksaw Ridge. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Why are you avoiding my question, Johnny?
I'm not. It's okay.
You still haven't answered it.
No, I'm not going to answer that. So yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you guys in 2 weeks for our next episode, which is a masterpiece of a movie, the fantastic Adam Sandler film Jack and Jill.
I hate you. Don't ever say that to me again.
Such a great movie.
I had to finish that last night.
Oh my god.
Oh.
We're going to record this in Jack and Jill in about 5 minutes. So
yeah,
stay tuned.
If you guys are watching the visuals and we're wearing the same things, we're recording them back to back.
Yeah.
That's also because we want to get stuff out for you for over the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to keep you guys waiting.
So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Peace.